Hello, welcome to the stream. We are going to work on building a Necromancer, Arcane Archer, kind of from scratch. So we're going to need a whole bunch of stuff. First, let's get rid of those. Oh, this Hero's Return thing is so annoying. Every time I change zones, it gives me a pop-up, which is so annoying. Okay, let's look at what we're going to need first. First and foremost, we're going to need... Actually, we can just reconstruct. That's faster this way. Reconstruct. Oaken Soul. Let's actually infuse this fine. Let's put that on. All right, now ability altering weapons. We want the Vadashran Perfected. In case you're wondering, we're just on the PTS here. We'll be going through menus for about 5 minutes, and then we should start parsing. I'm going to assume we're going to want charged, not defending, sharpened, or precise. Theoretically, infused could be okay. But it's probably going to be precise because we have a bunch of penetration. So actually, I don't think we'll need sharpened. Now, what do... We need to know what the class sets do. Actually, there's so many things I need to know. Let's get our abilities. We're going to use focused aim because it'd be dumb not to. We are going to use... Blighted Blast Bones, because it would be kind of dumb not to. Probably Shocking or Detonating Siphon. Probably Unnerving Boneyard. That is a very likely Necromancer setup, and so is this. With the Glacial Colossus Ultimate. And finally, we are probably going to want... this is the tank tree. We want Spirit Mender. With the 16-second Spirit Guardian morph. For sure. This is probably what a Necromantic Arcane Archer is going to look like. Oh my gosh. Okay. Cool. Now I know we're going to need champion points. Can't do that one yet. I didn't really plan on doing this today, so I didn't set up a character ahead of time. Fighting Finesse, that seems reasonably likely. Reaving Blows is also exceedingly likely. Get all of those, and then we're probably going to want Direct Damage and Deadly Aim. Probably. All of that. Get our movement speed from Steed's Blessing. And then basically everything here. Probably Celerity. Oh, crap. Oh, no. Okay, I didn't save it, but it seems to have saved my work. That's good. Celerity up there. Bloody Renewal. Boundless Vitality. If this works as I hope it does, we will not need Rejuvenation. Rejuvenation is not really that good anyway. Those are options. Okay, that's the champion points. So we have the super basics down. We'll have to pick our sets in a moment, but we also need to pick class masteries because this is going to be a pure Necromancer. I'd be making a Sorcerer right now, except a Sorcerer is literally the build that I already have. You just go pure class and then you deal more damage. And that's basically the whole thing. You just take the 2 class masteries and that's it. Nothing Wasted. Upgrades rank 2 of Corpse Consumption to also grant a stack of Nothing Wasted for 15 seconds, which increases your max health by 2% and weapon and spell damage by 2%. Up to 10 times. What is Corpse Consumption? Corpse consumption is in living death. And it's up to every 16 seconds. When you consume a corpse, you generate 10 ultimate. Okay, so that's like over 160 seconds. You get this. Wait. Corpse consumption also grants a stack of nothing wasted for 15 seconds. Stacks get decay 3 at a time instead of all at once. Corpse consumption. I'm not crazy. Corpse consumption. When you consume a corpse, you generate 10 ultimate. This effect can occur every 16 seconds. When you consume a corpse, you generate 10 ultimate. Every 16 seconds. I'm realizing now I should have given this feedback. This is poorly worded. If nothing wasted only lasts for 15 seconds and it triggers at the same rate as corpse consumption, then you can never stack it more than 2%. But it says you can stack it 10 times. So I think it's just any time you consume a corpse, you build up a stack. So if I like if I do this 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. If I do that, I can stack it up 10 times. Okay. Anyway, Malevolent Promise upgrades ranks 2 of corpse consumption. The same thing to mark the closest NPC to you with with Death's Touch for 6 seconds, allowing you to use a corpse consuming ability on them. Okay, so this one seems this can occur every 2 seconds, allowing you to. Okay, consuming or replacing this effect forcibly triggers rank 1 of corpse consumption's ultimate generation and triggers rank 2 of Death's Gleaning. That is complicated. What is Death's Gleaning? Death Gleaning. Whenever you are in combat and something dies, you get that. Okay, so you get 5 ultimate. I understand they want it to look like, you're using the kit, but like you're using the class passives, but they really could have just said every 6 seconds, the closest non-player enemy to you gets Death's Touch for 6 seconds. And then consuming or replacing this gives you 5 ultimate and a bunch of recovery. Except, I guess it doesn't stack with Death's Gleaning. I don't know. This is not that useful for us, I don't think. Cycle Unending. Upgrades rank 2 of reusable parts to grant Cycle Unending for 25 seconds, increasing the potency of your damage done by 1% for every 1% health you have more than your target. The damage bonus caps at 25%. Okay, that's clearly the one we're going to take. Pound of Flesh. When you take damage, you have a 10% chance to heal and restore 5% of your stamina up to once per second. This chance increases by 1% for every missing health percent you have, and the healing is based on your max health. That sounds like it could be useful if it could let me skip Spirit Guardian. Veil's Forfeit. When you're in combat, directly healing a target below 66% health relinquishes them from Death's Clutches and allows you to use a corpse-consuming ability against them within 10 seconds up to once every second. Extends the duration of major vulnerability you apply by 50%. Okay, wait, that's kind of cool. And means there's actually... Okay, I think we're going to go Cycle Unending and Veil's Forfeit. I know what we're going to try. Armor sets. We want a monster set. We want Arch Druid in medium. And we probably don't need divines. Medium head. We'll use a reinforced or an infused, sorry. Medium head because reasons. I believe this is the Lover Mundus. It is. I don't know if we'll need the Lover Mundus, but we're going to have it. For now, at least. The Thief Mundus is... Actually, yeah, the Thief Mundus is going to be it. Okay, so the reason I want to use this is it increases it by 50%. This gives 10.5 seconds. Hold up. $10.5 seconds. Wasn't it already 10 seconds? 7 seconds. That's not as good. So this becomes like 20 something seconds. I mean, that's still pretty good. Nothing wasted might be better. An extra 10% weapon to spell damage or like crazy major vuln. I think we're going to go. I think I'm going to try crazy major vuln uptime. For sure. So what set do we have on? We have literally nothing. I'm curious. Oh, we don't even have food buffs or anything. We also haven't done that. Okay. We need consumables. We'll take that. Enchantments, Tester's Lunchbox. And an audacious alchemical thing. Destroy that one. Wait. Take that one. Destroy that one. Okay, consumables. Tester's Lunchbox. I don't know how our sustain's going to be, so we're going to take both of those. We'll eat this one. We have 1100 stam recovery, and we're using a free ability, and essentially free. Like, Blast Bones is not expensive. We'll see. Welcome in, everyone. We are making the build, and we're going to test it. Why do I have 30,000 health? Oh, that's why. Like, that is a lot of health, man. Let's take those off. Okay, and now armor sets. What are the Necromancer class sets? Nobility and Decay. Casting a Bone Tyrant ability while in combat grants you Beautiful Corpse and Death's Favor. Oh, it's Corpse Burster. That's what we have access to. Which would be up here. Corpse Burster. Consuming a corpse causes the corpse to explode, dealing 5,000 disease damage to enemies within 5 meters and applying the disease status effect and a minor breach to them for 5 seconds. This effect can occur once every 0.5 seconds, scales off the higher of your weapon or spell damage, and deals 10% more damage for each Gravelord ability slotted. That's going to be a lot of damage. I don't really understand the 0.5 second. Can you actually... You can't cast abilities that fast. But it's consuming a corpse. And you can consume corpses faster than that, maybe? I don't know. I haven't tried Corpse Burster. Let's try it. We just want... Gosh, I wish they would separate it. We want it in full medium. Is that everything? No, we need a chest. Corpse Burster, Jack. There we go. And now we have 7,300 penetration plus 9,000, so we're at like 16,000. I mean, we have enough pen. So we definitely just need like a crit set here. Which would mean we can just do... What's the fastest way to get them? Crafted sets, crafted DLC, Vardenfell, Assassin's Guile. That was the first one I could think of with crit on it. And then we need enchants. Armor enchants. We should have stamina on everything, so we actually just need jewelry. We want physical harm. I'm assuming we're going to be able to do everything the way I want it to be. And we want a shock glyph. Because you'd be surprised, but minor vulnerability is very nice to have. But a stamina enchant might actually be pretty important. Let's save this, just in case. Quick slots. I already did that. Welcome in. What's up, Luke? Luke Delankar? That's because of mass corpse-consuming abilities like Necrotic Potence. Yes, Necrotic Potence is like one of these. I don't know which one it is. Is it Grave Grasp? No. Bitter Harvest. Necrotic Potency. Sap the lingering life from fresh corpses, granting you 6 ultimate and dealing da-da-da. But this does it instantly, doesn't it? What's up, Jilly? This does it instantly, so the 0.5 second cooldown makes sense, but the 0.5 second cooldown could be a 1 second cooldown, and it like wouldn't make a difference, right? All right, let's see what happens when I just... So the strategy... Hold up, let's put this where it goes. The strategy is going to be that, charge a heavy, so far this rotation sucks. Okay, I need to learn how to do this rotation. Adding in Corpse Burster, I think, changes, like, everything. Okay. And with Arch Druid on as well, I feel like I should take Arch Druid off. With Corpse Burster? Yeah, I have Corpse Burster for now. We'll see how it performs. Let's see. I know that it deals a lot of damage. That is a lot of damage. It maxes for 25k. That's crazy. Okay. The way that I would do this is 2, 1, 4, 2, 1. Is it worth, like, actually bursting every corpse? It doesn't feel like it is. That's terrible damage. Yeah, that's awful. Okay. This hits about as hard as focused aim, so Blast Bones Let's see. What's Detonating Siphon hitting for? If Detonating Siphon gets bursted, then it hits for about the same as a focused aim, which means it's worth it to just do focused aim and just lay off, you know? My answer was delayed. It was an answer to your question about the 0.5 second delay on Corpse Burster. They want to prevent big bombing strats for both PvE and PvP. Oh yeah, I get why a cooldown is there. It's why set it at specifically 0.5 seconds when they could just set it at 1. Okay, let's try this. Sustain was totally fine though. Didn't even notice it. Yeah, that's already much better damage. The cleave's gonna be, like, decent. Okay, I mean, that's better. Corpse Burster did 4.5% of the damage. And it only hit 6 times, which means it's not really worth using on this setup. I think we can find something better than that. Necro should have the best AoE among arcane archers. If you're using Corpse Burster, yeah, that's possible. That didn't feel good. Wait, let me see. What's my... No? Weave speed is normal. I didn't even miss anything. Oh, wait. I'm dumb. Transmute. We gotta go find our jewelry because they don't let you have a search menu here, which will never not be frustrating to me. Bloodthirsty, for sure. Okay, that's better. Instead of healthy. Archdruid, definitely... Okay, now I gotta try and incorporate Archdruid. Since I'm trying for Major Vuln uptime. Which we had 66%. So... Oh, that was bad. I think we have 3 seconds. There's no way Archdruid is actually good here. But I would use it in content, I think. Like if I was in a group. $54K. All right. You watched all of my Arcane Archer builds. I think because of Corpse Burster, Necro would actually benefit from a normal 5-5-1-1 build instead of an arena weapon. Your spammable would be Venom Skull. So I agree. Maybe. It doesn't feel like an archer if I'm not using snipe. Yeah, I have a Mundus Stone. I've got the Lover Mundus on. I'm actually overpenned by quite a bit because I'm on a Wood Elf. Okay, so this was better, 54K. We did have pretty good crit. Let's see though. What would I use as a 5/5? Tideborn. I don't know. Why not? Crafted sets. I already pulled those out. They're DLC crafted sets. It's Solstice is Tideborn. And that is going to be, we want medium armor, jewelry, weapons. Let's go weapon. We want shoulders and head. And then 1, 2. Enchants. Stamina. Corpse Burster probably is going to make it. We'll see. Without Snipe, it's not even worth using Bow, and it's a different build with a staff. Yeah. Absolutely. That's kind of how it feels to me. But we'll see what happens, because it could still be worth using Snipe and not Venom Skull, even with Corpse Burster. Because Snipe is also bringing... It doesn't actually have to bring our major breach or minor breach. Because Corpse Burster applies minor breach. That's crazy. But we'll try it. This will buff up our Corpse Burster a little bit more, and it's going to do the every third cast of this ability, it deals extra damage. That's going to feel weird. So those have stamina on them, and we're going to need those to be transmuted. Tideborn, Bloodthirsty, Bloodthirsty, and now we destroy these. Jewelry enchants. Physical harm. Weapon, we wanted shock glyphs. Especially since our stamina sustain is totally fine. That'll give us minor vulnerability. Let's just see what happens. Okay. Why am I facing backwards? That's weird. I actually don't have to be melee range anymore. So should I be detonating every corpse on this one then? I feel like I should be detonating every corpse. Yeah, let's try that. Need to pop the corpse with Siphon a lot. Use Skull whenever it's glowing. You kind of get used to the rotation after time, especially on a 1-bar build. Yeah. Have you played it as an Arcane-archer before? Like on a bow build? If you have, where's your freaking video, man? That was pretty good, though. I mean, it was 54k on the first try. So we're just going to want to pop Corpse Burster, like, every time. Don't even see the bow in the fight. Yeah, that's one of the thematic problems. You don't really want to spam skulls. The third cast will generate a corpse. Yeah. Okay. Do you cast your Venom Skull over your Blast Bones? This feels so weird. It seems like there's always enough corpses for you to detonate. All right, there's 56. You recommend my builds to a lot of people. Thanks, man. I appreciate it. Or woman, or whatever you are. Luke Delankar, I think is your name. Luke Delankar. Whenever you see the siphon not grayed out, this means there's a corpse ready to detonate. And let me just check again. Detonating siphon plus corpse burster is 40k, so that is definitely worth using. All right. Now, let's just see if we can push it further. We're using Veil's Forfeit here, which probably isn't better than nothing wasted. Siphon detonation is your top priority. You'll get a corpse after Blast Bones, after the glowing cast of Venom Skull, and after the spirit fades. Yeah, I'm not actually keeping the spirit up right now. We'll see if it's worth it. I mean, it was probably worth it. All right, Blast Bones. Get that going. All right, there's 59. Rotation's getting there. Necro skills look cool. Yeah, sometimes. It's not fall, so I'm surprised that I'm actually doing this, but hey, look, I'm missing out on penetration now. That's interesting. Also, our critical damage is really low. Can you not be in combat? Okay. That is a lot of damage. Corpse Burster OP. Corpse Burster OP for sure. That also means there's like no reason to run. Like it's all Necromancer abilities. That's so sad. All right, I want to try though if we're using Snipe. What happens if we... Ooh... What if we used Acid Spray? Is this the legendary Acid Spray build that I've always wanted? Probably not, but let's try it. Didn't ult. I dropped pen. This is not the legendary Acid Spray build that I've always wanted. This feels awful. Yeah, that was bad. You dual wield Corpse Burster? Yeah, I mean, if you're not going to use a bow skill, there's not a reason to use a bow skill. Or there's not a reason to use bow. Basically, without the Vatashran bow, I think there's not really much reason to use a bow. We could probably put acid spray there. If we have enough healing from wreathing blows only, probably not. But, you know, you can hope. It really is just going to be Spirit Mender. I don't know. Let's try this with Snipe. No, it really is. If you're going to use Corpse Burster, it really is worth it to just lean into Corpse Burster. The Corpse Burster rotation is so much smoother when you're actually using skulls. You can use the class mastery that generates corpse to make up for the lack of Venom Skull. So instead of nothing wasted, you go... Malevolent Promise. That's interesting. I like this idea. Let's try it. Oh my gosh, that's so many corpses. It's like all corpses. Okay. All right. Wait. Can we unslot that for a second? Okay. That's unfortunate. That was insane. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna try the acid spray again, since that was nuts. Because that was 59k damage. 5991. Corpse Burster is top. And focused aim is like way down here. But what that means, multiple enemies, I use Corpse Burster, Azure Blight, and single target Corpse Burster with Reliquant or Null Arca. Yeah, that makes sense. I don't use trial sets because, one, I'm never going to do trials. I shouldn't use class sets either because I'm never going to farm them out. But more importantly, I'm using Oaken Soul, so the Minor Slayer is wasted, so the procs really have to do a lot of damage in order to make up for it. Like, I'm on a 1-bar build. So, okay. Here we go. Okay, let's try that again. That was bad. Legendary acid spray build incoming. Maybe. Maybe. All right. That feels terrible. It's just hard to tell how many corpses you have on the ground. Okay, better idea. Better idea. It's not going to be an acid spray. But poison injection here could work. Because you don't end up... With this setup, you spend so much time detonating siphoning. Like, really, this is the spammable. Like, the spammable is detonating siphon. So when you're not siphoning, you just reapply your dot. All right, not better. Okay, but this gives me another idea. You spend so much time siphoning with just generating the 2 corpses. You generate one here, and then you generate one from the other, from the what's it called? What if you just didn't use blast bones? What if you only used detonating siphon? What if you only used detonating siphon and you skipped blast bones? This is a stupid idea, but this is the kind of crap that I try. Okay. But with that, I don't think I want Tideborn. I think I want the Vatashran bow back. And I think we need a monster set. But we need a good monster set, not Archdruid. We need a good monster set. What is a good monster set? This is a disease-focused build, so let's use Old Faithful. Monster sets. Armor. Because they don't put all the monster sets in one case. We want Ye Olde Faithful Veladreth in medium. Head divines. Okay, this is dumb. You think this will break the cycle due to lack of corpses. So that's the thing. We're not actually... We're going to see. We're going to see. What I expect is the Vatashran bow may wake up for some of that damage. So how do we start this? I think we're just going to pull a heavy attack. Do that. Okay, I found a new rotation. Wait. You don't need blast bones at all. Wait. You also don't need the Vadashran. That's your that works right here. What does the other version of this do? It makes your third flame skull area of effect damage. It increases damage done with your necromancer abilities and damage over time effects. I mean, Gravelord Sacrifice? I didn't. There wasn't even need to use snipe there, since there was venom skulls. You just detonating siphon, you dedo skulls, dedo skulls every time. That was crazy. You literally did not have to cast. All right, so we don't need a monster set. We want Tideboard back. I think we're gonna have to take Corpse Burster off if we want to make a thing. All right, so we cast this. And then we just... Okay. Game? I was not aiming, I guess. Which makes sense. You guys can't see my face, but I was just staring at the at the screen. Or at the bar on the bottom. And a lightning staff. Yeah, I mean... You're not wrong. A lightning staff, an extra 12% direct damage on this would be crazy. All right, this, that. I think I'm choking this rotation. All right, 58k. Your sets are more as Scribe Thesis plus Corpse Burster plus Oaken Soul. And yes, you use Lightning Staff. Makes perfect sense. Your 1-bar Necro uses Gravelord Sacrifice instead of Blast Bones, and your record on a 6mm dummy is 70k DPS on U50. You use all Gravelord skills except for the skeleton and 1 flex spot. Except for the skeleton. Ah, you could easily replace the trial set for Tideborn. Yeah. Let's see. I didn't love Gravelord Sacrifice there. Jeez, Corpse Burster is crazy. I think I might use the skeleton. I also don't love Unnerving Boneyard. Unnerving Boneyard is not feeling very good. But let's try Skeletal Archer here. shouldn't have resummoned. Why am I doing so much less damage this time? Billy didn't go off. That was rough. It looks like a lot of the damage comes out in execute, which makes sense. Go away. Try this again. Rip a heavy attack. Removing that Gravelord ability really does hurt the damage. I'm so rusty. That was terrible. Yeah, I mean, since I have the room, I can do... Blast Bones just doesn't feel good to me. But let's see. Can I take that off and put on Nothing Wasted? This is what it was. So it'd be Blast Bones that... It's about the same. It's about the same damage. They're both around 59k. Maybe the other mastery. Let's try again. Let's see if we can do the better rotation. I feel so horrendously rusty though. So we want to go Blast Bones, Penetration, Ultimate. Bam, bam. The little delays and like not being able to cast the abilities just don't feel good. All right, 60k. I think we could push higher, but I think we could definitely push higher. Or we could do the Vatashran bow and Veladreth and lose a bunch of penetration so that we need an armor set, which is, I usually use, where is it? Arena sets. Arena. Pestle and Host. Jewelry. Enchants. Jewelry enchants. Physical harm. Not reconstruct. What are we doing? It's Pestilent Host. Bloodthirsty. Bloodthirsty. And I want to get to like 62k DPS, and then I'll probably go into Vatashran. And we're not going to try Corpse... well... No, I think we can do better than Corpse Burster. Let's try this Vatashran rotation. Again. Which this is just a very simple... This is very simple here. So, Blast Bones. One, two... Okay, so that was a really scuffed rotation, and we're already at 56. And we are using Corpse Burster, so we can go higher. For sure. Are there any abilities that just consume corpses? If cast during combat, you can cast a corpse-consuming ability on yourself. That's I don't want to cast one on myself. Okay, Deaden Pain. Doubles the duration and grants major protection while active. Sap the life from fresh corpses. Are there any that just consume passively? Deals damage in each area and applies new effects. Okay, Living Death. No, I don't think that does. Expund. Hold up. Restoring Tether is just a heal. Restores Magicka and Stamina. I mean, that's cool. You could presumably make a pretty good solo setup by, instead of using Detonating Siphon, you use Restoring Tether. What is it? Mortal Coil. Necrotic Potency. But Necrotic Potency doesn't passively consume it. You have to cast the ability. Right? It's just gain more ultimate per corpse. You do gain a bunch of ultimate, though. Banner with Class Flourish will give you a lot of max resources. That doesn't feel that necessary or helpful. Is it? I don't know. So there's nothing that does it passively. Heal over time, and then hemorrhaging and off balance. I really want to make a Ruinous Scythe build too. I love Ruinous Scythe, but it's like only an AoE spammable, and it's really hard to make it anything other than just an AoE spammable. So nothing that consumes a corpse passively. Sets. Miscellaneous. Isn't there like class sets in here somewhere? Infinite Archive, Necrom-archer, Corpse Burster. What's Nobility and Decay? Casting a Bone Tyrant ability while in combat grants you Beautiful Corpse and Death's Favor. Death's Favor increases your healing received and a bunch of stuff. This effect can occur every 20 seconds and is reduced. Okay, casting a Corpse Consumer ability consumes Beautiful Corpse, treating you as a corpse. That is really not that good. When you take damage, upgrades corpse consumption. So when you actually consume a corpse, it marks one for 6 seconds. Oh, every 2 seconds it generates a corpse for you if you are consuming corpses regularly. That is so interesting. Okay, let's try this one more time. Because it removes the need for snipe, but it's going to do something else for us this time. I am going to try the legendary 1-2-3 rotation. So, hold up. I am literally pushing 1, and then 2, and then 3, and then 1, and 2, and 3. And it's terrible. But it is funny. I refreshed my dot there and I didn't need to. That was shockingly okay. Unnecessarily so. Corpse Burster really is crazy. Are there any abilities that consume faster than this? I don't think there are. It's just every 2 seconds. And would this even do anything for us? You can generate 6 ultimate per corpse. And you get a bunch of corpses? Interesting. You can slot it instead of the spirit. Yeah, it's a good burst heal. It could be useful. I think ultimately, I want to see what I can do. Let's check out Tideborn again. We want the medium armor. Did we pull out the stamina enchants? We didn't. So we're gonna skip Corpse Burster. Right now I'm using the Vatashran bow. So we skip Corpse Burster. We are going to go to Class Masteries. Undo that. Do that. And we're going to skip Necrotic Potency as well, because we're just going to consume our corpses here, and we don't need it for any damage, so we want Spirit Guardian. So far, Corpse Burster looked like it's beating Tideborn. Even on this rotation. But not by much. 57. And crit luck is not crazy. We're way overpenned. How much overpenned are we? We have 9,100. We could swap the Lover Mundus. We could also swap Pestilent Host off. Let's swap Pestilent Host for Assassin's Guile. Let's not mess the rotation up. All right, 57. The top set for what you're doing is Morag Tong. Switch focused aim for lethal arrow and you're golden. I don't have minor breach. If I switch to focused aim. And how much disease? So we have disease damage. We'd have poison damage. Frost damage doesn't benefit. And frost damage. Morag Tong is PvP set. It's only 10%. When you deal direct damage, you cause the enemy to take 10% more damage from poison and disease. So let's do some math for 5 seconds. Tideborn, which I'm using right now, is buffing focused aim. So right here, just between these two, we've got 50%. 68%. Veladreth is also 10%. This detonating siphon, disease does direct damage, concussion, charged, sundered, glacial colossus, and chilled. So right now, 90% of our damage is direct. And we're getting 10% more from, oh, I guess Morag Tong plus Corpse Burster. Okay. Yes. If I was still using Corpse Burster, it would be... Would it be? Why would it be better than Tideborn? Is it because it's damage taken? So is it a multiplicative buff? If it's multiplicative, then it could be. That's for sure. But Tideborn is... It's 15%. So it is. Yeah, because it's damage taken. So it's like Major Vuln. But it would only be Major Vuln... Let's see. It's poison. Where did I last use Corpse Burster? Here. So it would be 10%. I guess if it was comparable, it'd be 10% on these. I don't know. Whatever. Let's try. Medium Cyrodiil sets. What I want more than anything is for Hawk's Eye to actually be good, but it sucks. 6% extra damage on your bow abilities. Hooray! So let's just take all of that. Morag Tong would be shoulders. Bow. Necklace of the Morag Tong in Bloodthirsty. Ring of the Morag Tong in Bloodthirsty. And let's try Lethal Arrow. I don't ever use Lethal Arrow, like ever. I almost exclusively use Focused Aim. Not even almost. I exclusively use Focused Aim on every single class. It's been Focused Aim for the past like 2 years. Focused Aim is just better in almost all circumstances. Okay, so we have Morag Tong and Divines. We've got Corpse Burster, and we have One Piece Bellatrix. I'm going to switch this to the Archdruid mask. I feel like the penetration is going to come in handy. Yeah, it is. All right. Full send, I guess. $55K. It's lower. Did I do bad? I had pretty bad crit luck. Very bad crit luck, actually. So let's try that again. I really want a way to cancel without having to run way over there. All right, that was terrible crit luck. Let's try it again. mystical will cool down there. Yeah, 55k that time. Was our Corpse Burster luck any worse? No, it's much better. I don't think Morag Tong is better. Oh my gosh. I literally have to run all the way over here to get that tether to go away so it doesn't trigger this stupid thing. Infuriating. But with Venom Skull on, I bet this goes really hard. I bet Morag Tong is better. Um, 60k again, 59. Excuse me. But I think Malevolent Promise might be better. What is this one? Cycle Unending? Upgrades ring 2 of reusable parts to grant cycle unending for 25 seconds, increasing the potency of your damage done by 1% for every 1% health you have more than your target. So this turns into a 25% damage done. Yeah, that's definitely better than nothing wasted. That's just makes execute worth it. Okay. Literally just spam Corpse Burster until you can't. Because you can get so many of these in a row. That's crazy. Potency means multiplicative as well. Huh? Potency. When did they do that? Also, where did they do that? Are they going to start using the word potency for places instead of like increases your damage potency by 10% or something? And that means it's a multiplicative buff. Now that they know that that kind of percent buff exists, or at least used to exist. can get so many of those in a row. There we go. 64K. When did they say that? On the class mastery. The damage bonus caps. Increasing the potency of your damage. Interesting. Okay, is that the only one that they've put that on? So this is just a 25% multiplicative buff. That's crazy. There was 64K, by the way. 64K because I freaking got 29 corpse bursters. That's nuts. That is crazy. How are your resource bars barely moving? I'm spamming the living hell out of detonating siphon, which does not have a resource cost. And then I'm only using Venom Skull every once in a while. So I just like don't need sustain. But it's essentially because detonating siphon is free. Technically it costs a corpse. DK has the same wording. Interesting. I'm just generating so many corpses that I can just spam it over and over. I think what's sad about this, well, there are some cool effects going on, but essentially the set is carrying all of my damage. I do think, oh wow, okay, there's 60K. Wasn't even paying attention. I'm still overpenned for like 60% of the time. So I don't, but my effective pen is lower. Do I have all of my passives? I do. I think I could take this into content and I would be fine. Like this would work. All right, what if we did do Gravelord's Sacrifice? Creates a corpse on death if you are in combat. Summon a skeleton from the ground. After 2.5 seconds, the skeleton leaps to you, sacrificing the fallen soul within and mastering. Let's try this one again. See if we can get higher. I am not using Overland gear. I'm using Corpse Burster and Morag Tong right now with Archdruid and Oaken Soul. So Corpse Burster is really hard to get because you have to farm it from the worst place in the game. Let's do that. All right, 59 again. I gotta save that 64 that I pulled. Uh-oh, I don't have any room. What are my oldest parses in this? Power of the Slam, that. What are my most recents? I actually don't remember what some of these are. We don't need a 57 or a 60 or a 61 or a 62 when there's a 65 there. How did I pull 70? Oh, this is a freaking werewolf. A Pyrebrand werewolf pulled 71k before they nerfed that a little bit. Crazy. All right, I've got an idea. Let's go to Vatashran. I just want to see how this performs. Because one problem I foresee is you really need to group enemies up. I don't know. It takes like a second to get going. Let's try it. Make sure we're on veteran. I also have no idea how the healing is going to be. The healing could be terrible. I'll be right back. I'm going to grab a heartburn pill because I'm an old man. So is Infinite Archive class gear overall better than Craftable and Overland? Having a hard time getting past 37k? You can hit way higher than 37k with Craftable gear. But you're usually going to want a combination. The class sets did get giga buffed for this update, for update 50.
Can't fight monsters.
But they're not so good that they're the only options, but they are really, really good. Oh my gosh. This Hero's Return crap is so annoying. I don't want to do it. Let me just permanently ignore it. I would opt out. I'm not gonna do it. I know how to play the game. Okay. Alright, looks like we have to on the PTS. Because it's gonna friggin' open up every time I go through a door. Are you kidding me, Zos? Feedback for Zos. I'm submitting it. Give me 1 second. My wife is calling me. All right, I'm submitting the feedback right now. It's only on Skinny Cheeks forum or his Discord, but it needs to be gotten rid of. All right, let's go do this Heroes Return crap on the PTS so that I can play the game. My gosh. Like, I don't need to be taught how to play the game again. I do not care about this at all.
Just in time, I see the summons worked.
Go away. I would kill you.
Galarian has need of your skills and spells.
I don't care what you need. Get out of my face. Zoss has a habit of making wildly intrusive UI decisions.
A meddler sent by Varnis. Don't let them know. The power of the first mages shall be mine.
What is this? What am I on? Where's the character screen?
So true,
Adventurer
Bruno.
difficulty.
Good help is hard
Get
to
out of my
find.
way. Oh.
Throw back this insect.
I don't think Zoss realizes that this is actually a quit moment.
Fear is meaningless, Varnis. Damn you. And
Like-
damn you, Galarian.
Well done. I've managed to divest him from the great source, but his followers remain. Hurry, through the portal.
Like, this is a moment that makes me want to not come back to the game. At all.
No, I will not be denied.
I am the Guildmaster ruler. You will not best me.
If I cannot have the power of the first mages, then no one can.
Okay, you're just not going to take any damage.
No, no.
You've got this, adventurer. I'll finish cleaning up Rulo's mess while you deal with this thing.
Oh, that was so hard. That was so worth doing.
Your intervention at my side has...
Oh, I got a golden pursuit reward, which I also don't care about. But I have to claim them, otherwise the notification stays there, and I can't use my block button because I use F to block like a nerd. And I didn't abandon the Vodastron quest, so it's not going to track my score, and it's going to take 5 more minutes. Oh, Zoss. If you ever make me... It's going to make me do that again if I log into the main game.
It hurts. Oh, it hurts.
I guarantee it. GG, hero. You killed a public dungeon that was smaller than the smallest delve. And you had to do it, otherwise I was going to annoy you with the worst pop-ups you've ever seen every time you go through a door, even if it's into scored content. Like, Zoss. Who thought that was a good idea, and why did you hire them? My gosh. I have never been so tilted by a UI in my life. Let's go kill a world boss, I guess. Is this the correct direction? I don't think it is. I think I'm supposed to go this way.
He was the thief.
Do I have a horse? That's not the button. No, I'm dumb. It is this way.
are those scouts?
All right, and corpse burster time. That was easy. Vampire Lord. That's the dream. I think I tried making a build with this set one time, and it's just not good. It's just not. I really wish it was. If it gave like a damage bonus to your vampire abilities around the 1 to 6% range, like based on your stage, I think it'd be pretty interesting. Like it would be a reasonable set if it was up to 6%. You could make it 10% and it would still be like not good, but at least it'd be usable. But 20% reduced cost on vampire abilities is like, what do I need that for? The ultimate's nice, I guess, but like that's all that's nice about it. Okay, let's go see if this is reset. It is reset. We can do it now. Okay, let's actually do this. I do think it's funny that Heroes Return thing said it'll take up to 15 minutes. 10 to 15 minutes. Like, yeah, if you listen to the dialogue, I guess. And then you kill 4 enemies.
Hunter's Grotto.
Uh-oh. So far, that does not feel amazing. Well, that felt a little better. Let's see how this feels. Okay. The skeleton did not do it.
To challenge the hunter's glow. Begin! The shell brings your death.
He went that way.
My aid! The force looms strong around you, fledgling hunter!
I'm stressed. I know that much. The game crashed. Booted from server. Did I just get banned? Like, what just happened? No? How did I get booted from the server? For your curiosity, our 1,000 eyes remained unblinking. What did I get? Coveted 1,000 eyes reward coffer. Did I earn enough to get the... Hold up. Wait a second. I'm going to close the PTS since that just died anyway. And for some reason, the launcher freezes every time you close the game these days. Does that happen to anyone else? Because it happens without fail to me. Also, if I'm not mistaken, this should just work. It does. You can see the screen. Perfect. That's a cool wallpaper. ESO really does have good artists for this stuff. They've got very good artists. Oh, I bet it's going to make me do Hero's Return again. No? It didn't. That's great news. Okay. Mail? Oh, I don't have room in my inventory. Merchant?
Looking for a deal?
Honestly, I don't need those. I should go decon those. I should decon that, and I don't care to. What am I wearing? Unfathomable. Tideborn. Unfathomable is so nice. I wish this was a better set. Okay, wait. What am I doing? This. I got 2 pieces of the light 1,000 eyes set. That's cool. And I got banners that I'm just gonna destroy because I don't care about them. And I don't know. Destroy. I don't care about them. Whatever. Why is my camera so funky? Camera? I don't know. But that just feels weird compared to what we were just doing. All right, let's run Vodashron on the live server. First, let's parse this to make sure that I have all the stuff set up. Do I have class masteries? I do not. It's conservation of energy is insane. This was so good. Like infinite sustain. Wasn't this supposed to also give more healing? I believe Font of Power and Static Reverberation are the ones you're supposed to take. I thought Conservation of Energy was supposed to heal you more as well, but maybe not. Maybe that's just... Oh, it does. It does. Makes all abilities with a cost trigger blood magic. So, like, spamming snipe heals you as well. What is that? Okay. Here we go. Snipe. If I'm not mistaken, this should be higher damage than what we were just doing. Uh, 61, 62. That's not bad. And it could be better. Static Reverb did a lot of damage, which is crazy. But what am I using? Tideborn and Veladreth? Pestilent? I mean, that's all correct, so... And Storm Calling works pretty well. Okay, let's go run Vadash Run on this setup. Let's do it on the live server. Let's pull a new personal best. I was trying really hard to pull a personal best on my sorcerer last patch. I tried for like a week and I kept failing. Unfortunately. This also might not be the best setup to pull a personal best on. Just because it's got... whoa, no. Don't do that. I forgot that's a button. What is it? Liquid Lightning? Or whatever it's called. But let's try. If we can get like 308, maybe even 310. I don't remember what I was going for. It'll be a new PB.
Hunter's Grotto. Ah, the memories of this place.
Definitely on veteran. Wait, I usually drop an ult here, if I'm not mistaken.
This beast stays under my protection, Hunter! Only the Lord's blessing can reach its defenses. Cunning.
That was definitely faster. I'm so much more comfortable on this than that Corpse Burster setup.
You wish to challenge the Hunter's Grove? Begin! I embody life! I cannot be defeated.
That conduit proc. Drop the ult.
The force looms strong around you, fledgling hunter!
Come on. There we go. 35 seconds. That feels good. That was a mistake. I moved my hand too much. Do you guys run Vatashran much at all? Or is that just a thing that you see in my videos and you're like, oh, that's cool? Because I run Vatashran almost exclusively. Like, this is basically all I do when I play ESO these days. Like, I am hungry for more content like this, and they just have not released it in 6 years. So sad to me. Come on. That was slow. No, I got kicked from the server mid-run, so I just gave up. Yeah, it wasn't Necro's fault, it was Zos. And now I'm just going for a personal best. I also saw a thing in the mail. Okay, that was not fair. Do we have enough execute? Okay.
Your real challenge starts now.
I don't think we have quite enough in execute to pull this off. We won't get a 3-pad. That didn't interrupt him, so that's unfortunate. Still pretty good, 103. You did until you got all your weapons and achievements. I have had those for years at this point. Well, actually, there's probably some Vatashran achievements I don't have. You wish there were more solo arenas. Me too. I absolutely wish there were more solo arenas. There deserve to be. Not bad. Like, solo scored content is so cool, and I know they're making like the solo dungeons and stuff coming up. But that's not the same still. Like, it's not just like hard story content that I want. It is like solo scored content. Like, Vatashran is, I still think, the best designed thing in the game. There are still some issues with it. Specifically, there are some bugs that have never been fixed that are really annoying. What about it is, like, amazing? Where did he go? Is he over there? Oh, he's right there.
Protect me, Dreadlord!
Okay. That's unfortunate. Die, 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 die! Come on! Now he's gonna heal. That's so annoying. Gosh, that was close. That was so annoying. Sorry, I can't see my chat for a second. Let's see. What about it? It's a solo arena for the most part. The solo dungeon? Yeah, the solo dungeons are a solo arena for the most part. I'm assuming that's what you're actually asking about. But they're not quite there. Oh, the Infinite Archive I think is garbage. I think that's the worst content they've ever made. By miles. Like, I think they miss what makes a roguelike. And miss what makes ESO good. At the same time. Somehow. I think the Infinite Archive would be good if they added in a boss rush mode where it's just the bosses. Get rid of the trash farming. Okay, that's not good. That's really not good, because he's going to stun me again. I definitely choked this. Nope, not going to make it. You agree and love my builds. Thanks, man. I'm assuming, man, because you've got Dadbod HD Gaming. What an incredible name, by the way. I should have ulted those guys sooner. Okay, that was ridiculous. That was also ridiculous. I don't know if I'm going to get a personal best here because I have not played in a long time. It's been basically since the U51 PTS, like week 3, I think, since I played. I'm an idiot. You said what about it? IA instead of it. Yeah, when Infinite Archive came out, I really wanted it to be good. Like, I was hyped all year for it. They were like, it's going to be like a roguelike. And then they, like, completely misunderstood what a roguelike is. Like, anyone who actually plays roguelikes, like, a run for a roguelike is like, I don't know. We're going to ult this. A run for a roguelike has a specific amount of time that you play for. You play for like 20 to 45 minutes, right? That's a good run in a roguelike. And then they were like, what if we made this infinitely scaling thing that can last up to 48 hours or whatever so that you can get to wave 792? Like, guys, that's not a roguelike. That's Nazi zombies. Like, that's just wave defense. And then they were like, what if we made you do 6 hours of trash in order to fight a couple bosses? Like, unfortunately, trash fights are not what make ESO good. At all. And they just made like a gigantic Don't fall through. Okay, good. Like a gigantic trash fight simulator. I think we're gonna send it. I think we have the damage. I think we have the healing. I forgot, next patch we're getting big changes again. Keep that crit surge up. Conduit should be coming up in a second. There we go. That used to be too much damage for me to be able to stand in melee distance on the sorcerer. I didn't have enough healing from crit surge. Oh, but I also did it as the third boss. Because crit surge on this Can I get the synergy? Thank you. Nope. That guy. Daedra, could you move, please? Thank you, sir. Gosh. I might not get a PB because I'm just rusty on these poles. Get Maiden Breach back up. If I can, I'd like to pull them into the AoEs to kill the clan fears. Or what, not the clan fears, the things.
Maidens beg
45 seconds
embodies ambition
is
and
pretty good
destruction.
for me.
Say appreciate the introduction, but ambition
Yeah, I said the side portals give good something. They give good loot, yay, but at the same time, not another side portal. I don't even do the side portals. Actually, I should say I don't do it at the Infinite Archive. Every time I go in there, I'm like, I'm gonna make a build, and it's gonna be cool, and it's gonna like do arcs 1 through 4 like really fast, and then I get in there and I'm like, oh my gosh, I don't want to even practice it. No! Tap target, come on. Yeah, I really want to like the archive, and I just don't think they did a good job with it. Alright, spin in circles. Stay ahead, and heavy attack. I used to die on this platform basically every run. This is where this was the final hurdle for me to get my first trifecta, was that platform. I could do everything else no death except for that.
So,
Which is pretty embarrassing.
you wish to meet destruction?
Now this is sketchy though. Doing this guy last is probably, I would say, the hardest guy. Just because the ads are really hard.
Join me in glorious battle. You cannot escape. The servants of Merun's Dagon await.
Like, you just have to kite super well. No, I did not kite super well. I'm trash. I've never done that before. I've never walked into the Colossus like that. That is the first time I have ever died to the Colossus like that on this level. And I am so ashamed that I did it live on stream.
Someone wishes to meet you. The forge never stops. Aha! Join me in glorious battle.
That's crazy how much easier that was. And then the portal's not here? 53 seconds. That would have been pretty decent.
Well done, outsider.
My last Infinite Archive build did okay up to Arc 5-ish for me. Yeah, but it takes forever to get there. It took me like 3 or 4 hours, I think. Maybe 3 hours to get to Arc 5.
What? Oh, magic! I feel it. Tearing me apart!
It just takes so long. And the first 2 arcs aren't enjoyable. Okay, you spawn stuff really quick. Jeez. Huh? Wow, guys. You're seeing how rusty I am. That was insane. Spawning the mage in that quick was also crazy. Yeah, why are you spawning in the mage so quick? Come on. I'm embarrassed. I'm also gonna have to go soon. That was pretty good though, 300k. I didn't need to ult this one. Game? That's convenient. That was stupid of me. There we go, 304. So plus 2, that would have been 306. Minus 2 minutes probably would have been 308, 309.
The Shran's rights now end. You did more than we expected. Well done.
314 is top right now, so I'm in here. What's the weekly? Ah, it's Vatashran. Nice. I'll be number 6, 23 minutes. Yeah, that would have been like what, a 20-minute run, 21-minute run. Wow. All right. Well, my wife is going to be home soon, so I'm going to call the stream here. The Necrom-archer, I was thinking that was going to be the build that I was going to make the video on, but it's not very arcane archery. It's not feeling like it. It also is like very stamina. Very stamina, you know? Because it's... Even if I do the Tideborn setup and pull 60k or whatever, that's... The only magical thing is Unnerving Boneyard and Spirit Mender or whatever. That's it. Everything else is like physical. I guess the Colossus. So I'm not sure. I am not sure. I want to see something else though. Because there's one before the massive buffs that we got. I was working on one Arcane Archer build for every class, and the only one that I couldn't make anything reasonable on was the Arcanist. But I think the class sets might actually make that possible. Not this one. Spattering Disjunction, dealing damage with an Arcanist ability. Oh. Applies 2 random status effects. This effect can occur once every 7 seconds. Dealing damage with a Herald of the Tome ability reduces this cooldown by 0.5 seconds up to once every 1 second. Increases your damage done with status effects by 40%. That is not that good. On this build, I'm using Tideborn, Maw of the Infernal, and the Vatashran Bow with the 2-piece Pestilent Host and Oaken Soul. This is the classic original Arcane Archer that I made, and this is just the most updated version of it. The key difference now is we're using Liquid Lightning along with the Conduit synergy to pull our maximum damage. It parses like... do I have any parses on here? I don't, because I just did the stuff, so I can show you. Let me show you a 3 mil dummy. I should make an updated video for this, but there's not actually anything that's updated. Nothing's changed. Well, okay, that's not true. You can go higher if you use Monolith of Storms. Monolith of Storms is better than Tideborn right now. I guess I could hop over to the PTS for a second and show you that. Like, Monolith Storms pops off. So here's what this looks like with just the Tideborn setup. We're going to do... It used to be that you didn't want to keep up your Liquid Lightning, but because of the new stuff, the class masteries specifically, it's kind of worth it. So 60k on like a pretty average run. I guess we got decent crit luck, but nah, we only dropped one ult and we didn't get a crit there. It's not bad on crit luck. But this parse is in like 60 to 62. So let's save that really quick. I'm going to hop on the PTS again, but on this build, but with Monolith of Storm. So it's going to take a couple log-in, log-outs, but... Oh, hey, look, the launcher froze again because I closed the game. Like, why does it do that? Zos, fix your stuff. Okay, PTS. I just need to log into this Necromancer really quick and then put the stuff in the bank. I really was going to run this through Vodashron, but getting booted from the server was like, not fair. And I didn't want to wait 5 minutes just to start another run. I'll probably run it in my own time. Let's go to easiest bank. This Corpse Burster setup is also, it's the highest damage. It just doesn't feel like an Arcane Archer. The Sorcerer still feels like an Archer, which I really like. Okay. Class sets. We want... Beacon of Oblivion's also pretty good. Gardener, Monolith, Nobility... Monolith. Oh, buttons. Armor. Banker.
It is good to be red.
Deposit. Medium, medium. Okay, that's everything. And now we log back into Merida. And we show how much stronger the other setup is. Last I tested it, I think Monolith was hitting like 65k as opposed to 60. Legs, hands, feet, waist. There we go. Class masteries. We want font of power and static reverb. Okay, here we go. Yeah, it's dealing quite a bit more because we're not even in execute yet. There we go. 1 parse and we're at 62. We did get really good crit luck though. So maybe it's not as much better as I was thinking, but I think it's pretty freaking good. And I also think that was a shoddy rotation. Yeah, this rotation is feeling better. But the crit luck must have been worse. Yeah, it was. 62 to 63. So it's only marginally better than Tideborn is on this setup. But it is better. Monolith of Storms is better. And it is quite a cool set, too. Oh, wait. Are we missing pen now? Oh, we are. So we can actually increase that more by taking another light piece of armor. But in Vatashran, you don't actually need that. You don't need that penetration, so you can swap to something else. All right, everyone. I'm going to head out for the night. I think I'm going to go back to the drawing board on the Arcane Archer and maybe try out another class. Anything but Warden, because Warden's about to get updated, and we're going to make a new build as soon as that does. So, all right. Thank you so much for hanging out, everyone. It was good hanging out. It's been a very long time since I've streamed DSO. So, all right, everyone. Have a good night.